Howdy, sports fans. My name's Christopher Mazurk with Maslow, and today we're going to talk about setting up your first newsletter for a small business. Hippie! Okay, so you want to set up a newsletter. Guess what? You're awesome. That's a smart thing to do. That's probably the smartest thing that you can do for your small business's marketing. A lot of people don't remember that newsletters are a thing, so congratulations, you're awesome. Okay, so what do you need to do? Well, you've got all this other content out there. Maybe you're doing YouTube videos, social media, all this other stuff, and it's all got these calls to action. They're coming back to your website to get PDFs or watch more videos or drip campaigns or do all that kind of stuff, right? So what's the first thing that you got to do with your newsletter? Make sure that when people come back for that call to action, that you've got a form that's plugged into your newsletter service. So when people fill it out, you're actually adding people to your mailing list. Okay, so let's assume that you've got all that stuff set up on your website. You got your form, you got your call to action, you got all that kind of cool stuff. So what's next? Well, you got to set up your newsletter service, right? So right now we're recommending Mailchimp. There are other competitors that are also awesome. You've got Constant Contact, you've got HubSpot, you've got Zoho, you've got a bunch of different providers that are out there. We've worked with all of them. We love Mailchimp for one very good reason. So what Mailchimp lets you do that none of the other providers really do, and this is going to get a little technical, but they allow you to take what's called an RSS feed from your blog and plug it into a template. So whenever there's new content, it will automatically send a newsletter out. And you can schedule that and you can control it and you can do cool stuff. So let's assume you have a WordPress website, which most of the internet does, or you have another website that supports RSS feeds. If you take that RSS feed, and we'll show you how to get that RSS feed in the PDF that we're going to attach to this blog post, but if you take that RSS feed and plug it into the section in Mailchimp where it asks for it, you can tell it, hey, I only want it to send out once a month, and I only want it to send out if there is new content. So for example, most of our clients do 4 blog posts per month, so that's 1 per week, right? So that newsletter is going to send the 4 most recent blog posts that haven't already been sent out. And then next month, it's going to send 4 new blog posts that hadn't already been sent out. So they're already going to be on your website. So the point of the newsletter is sort of a, hey, in case you missed it kind of thing, where you're just sending out maybe a featured image on the blog post, maybe a little excerpt and a read more link. And then somewhere on that newsletter, you want to also have a button with a call to action. It's really simple, really basic, but you're basically giving people that subscribe to your mailing list some content that will, stay fresh in front of them and maybe drive traffic back to your website. So with that said, a really important factor is consistency. You want to make sure that you've got mail going to your mailing list at least once a month, maybe twice a month, probably not more than that unless there's something super, super valuable. I know all of us get way too much spam from, whatever the latest online shoe store is that we signed up for or something like that. We don't really want that unless it's got a coupon and we want to buy more shoes. So, maybe take a minute to know your audience really well, but you want to make sure that you're being consistent with what you're sending out. That's why we love Mailchimp and that little RSS hack that I just told you about, because it just does it all for you. As long as you're doing the basic content, aside from that, you're going to be good to go. And then the final piece of this puzzle is you want to make sure that you're growing your list. So all the other content that you've got out there, let's say YouTube videos or social media stuff or podcasts or whatever it is, make sure that it's all driving back to your website via a call to action. And if we loop back to the beginning of this video, that call to action is functional. I have so many clients who do not have compelling calls to action. And oftentimes those that do have broken calls to action that aren't actually feeding into their mailing list. And it's a total bummer because you're paying all this money and doing all this work and you're growing your business and you're really hustling and you've just little mechanical things that aren't working. So make sure that you're growing your list and your call to action is functioning properly, and that's how you get set up with a newsletter. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Chris Mazurk with Maslow. Today we were so excited about talking about newsletters for small businesses. I hope that you had fun. I sure did. Please visit our website at maslow.com. Download a super valuable, super awesome, super exciting PDF with all the links and information that you need to set your newsletter up. Thanks!